Live from Crabber Field at Hampton High School in Hampton, Virginia, it is Tuesday afternoon baseball, May the 8th, 2012. I'm Paul Rowe along with
Mike Hauser on a warm Tuesday afternoon day, and today is the day that everybody here at Hampton High School has been waiting on for the last 2 weeks. After defeating Minchville last week, now they can play for the district title, and their a win today against the Kecoughtan Warriors will solidify at least a tie for first place with 1 game left, as the Crabbers took care of business last week 3-0 over Minchville, and the team really celebrated after that win. But this is an important game for the Crabbers today. Yeah. And if you don't mind, we'll go ahead and show you the starting lineup for the Kecoughtan Warriors.
And leading off, we have number 2, Darnell Ware at shortstop. Batting second, number 23, Tim Robinson, the center fielder. Batting third would be number 18, Kippy Holbrooks, the third baseman. In the cleanup spot, number 12, Nate Matheson, the first baseman. Batting fifth, number 21, Tim Moore, the catcher. The DH will be number 15, Matt Cowan. He'll be DHing for the second baseman, the right fielder, number 4, Cole Tyson. Batting seventh, the pitcher. Excuse me, not the pitcher, the left fielder, Tony Late, and that's pronounced Late, I've been told, L-A-T-E. Batting eighth, Josh Wallace, number 6, the second baseman, and the pitcher, number 10, Donald, and I hope I pronounce this right, Athey. Donald Athey, pitching for the Warriors today. They'll be going up against the Hampton High School Crabbers, who Mike told you just defeated recently the Minchville Monarchs. That kind of gave them sole possession of first place. And this is a good game for them right here, and a game that's going to either make or break the season for them in one form or another. Now, one of the questions I have, of course, Mike, is if they lose this game, they'll drop back in a tie for first place, but they'll have beaten the team they're tied with twice this year.
Doesn't matter. They'll have a playoff.
And they still have to have a playoff.
And they still have to beat. They'll still have to beat Phoebus next week. I don't think anybody really will anticipate that not happening. Phoebus is a much improved team this year, but they're not quite up at the caliber of either Hampton, Kecoughtan, or Minchville. So
no, they're a very, very well improved team, as you and I saw when we did the Bethel game.
Yep. But here, the starting pitcher for the Crabbers, who's had an outstanding year so far, is Steve Hucks. And you'll see this young man can throw the ball. So he's starting on the mound today. Not sure how many innings he will go. They talked about maybe possibly pitching a certain amount of different pitchers today to save some arms. Obviously, the last game of the season is coming up this weekend, this Friday, as a matter of fact, and then we're going to be starting into the district tournament. Right now, the Crabbers are looking to win today, which will pretty much solidify them the seed in the Eastern region, no matter what they do in the district tournament. And that's what they have to go by first and foremost. Win the district regular season, get the automatic berth into the regional, and then go from there.
Right, I was talking to Danny Mitchell, coach for the Hampton Crabbers. They're going with Hucks today because they do want to get this game, Mike. That kind of solidifies everything right there and gives them that berth in the regional. It also allows them, if they can get out there quickly to a big lead, it allows them to take Hucks out and give him a little bit of rest before the tournament.
Well, leading off the top of the first for the Kecoughtan Warriors, Darnell Ware. He is the Warriors shortstop. That was fouled back here out of play, back behind the home or the visitor dugout. 0-1 is the count.
I do want to make one little caveat here for everybody watching the game. We are right behind home plate, and we have a screen that is up on the fencing that's green in color and cuts down on our site.
That was a pretty pitch, and we can see that one perfect right here.
So, folks, as we go through this game, we might make a few little mistakes in judgment on where the ball goes, but please bear with us. We'll do the best we can. You'll see everything clear because our cameras are not behind us.
Here's the 0-2 pitch from Hucks, way outside. Waste pitch. That was a good pitch there. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count.
They got to go a little closer to the plate on that one just to see if you can get somebody to swing on that.
There's a change up on the inside corner looking, and out number 1.
I tell you what, folks, Hucks was bringing it, and they set up on the outside there, and he hummed one right down there, and then the next pitch, he goes with the off speed, and boom, Ware was just standing there.
Tim Robinson now the next batter with one down here in the top of the first inning. He is the Warriors center fielder today.
Tim Robinson, a junior for the Kecoughtan High School Warriors, batting a little over 400. This Warrior team, a lot of good, strong bats here, Mike.
Curveball is in on the corner, strike one. Another curveball, got him chasing after that one. That ball was low in the dirt, but he went after it. 0-2 now is the count, and let's look for the fastball outside again.
Yep. He's going to try and develop a pattern if he does that. I don't see him setting up. There he goes.
There he goes. And that's exactly where that last 0-2 pitch was when he pitched back to Ware.
Tell you, Mike,
1 ball, 2 strikes.
He's hitting that target when he sets up out there. No matter where he's sitting, he's going right to it.
Let's see if he throws the changeup again. No, throws a curveball, swing and a miss, strike 2.
And that curveball was about 15 miles per hour slower than that last fastball that came on the outside. And that ball just dove.
Yep, 2 down now in the first. Here's a replay of that. Watch that.
Watch this ball. It just, look at his knees get kind of buckled. He's off on his front foot.
Kippy Holbrook,
way out.
The batter. Change up, swing and a miss. 0-1 is the count. Kippy plays third base for the Warriors.
Kippy, a senior, batting over 380 for the Warriors. Again, as they bring a very potent lineup here, 1 through about 6 or 7.
Is in the dirt, 1-1. That's the first bad pitch he's thrown.
Might have been a waste pitch. That was in the dirt there. Very warm, hot day out here. Ooh,
there's
nice.
that curveball again, hitting the outside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes. He's got his curveball working really well right now.
Yeah, if he starts hitting on these pitches, his control looks really good so far. You're going to see a really well-pitched game by this man. He's 8-0 in the district, I think 8-1 overall. Young kid can bring it. He's got good control, got nice mound presence.
A fly ball to right center field. Right fielder goes over. Does not make the catch, and will end up with a double is Kippy Holbrooks.
And Kippy stayed with that pitch all the way, Mike, and he got the bat around on that and just powered that one into the gap in right center. Right fielder got a good jump on the ball.
Yeah, he did.
Got a good run to it, but that ball was just hit so far, it carried right over his head. There wasn't anything he could do. Look how that ball is way out there in the gap. Nice, strong hit by Holbrooks.
With a runner at second now, 2 down, Nate Matthews is the first baseman for the Kecoughtan Warriors. He will come up to the bat, and they're going to issue an intentional walk.
Matheson.
Got that verified?
Yes, Nate Matheson. I think that's what it was. Maybe I wrote it down wrong. Hold on a second.
I had Matthews.
There's a Kevin Matthews on the other one. Nate Matheson.
All right, now with runners at first and second, that's going to bring up Tim Moore. Moore is the Warriors catcher. Runners at first and second.
An interesting move here early in the game. At the bottom of the first inning, you got 2 outs and a man on second, and they respect Nate Matheson, who's batting over 400, by putting him on base.
They took his bat right out of the lineup. There's a nice, pretty curveball. And I tell you what, doggone if we're not sitting in the right spot to see the curveball, because it's there, and he's got a lot of movement on it.
Well, you are. You're over to the left of where I am, and you've got a better view of it than I do.
Right over the plate. 0-1 is the count. Brooks will step off and get the runners to move back to the bag. We'll set them back up again. 0-1. 2 down here, top of the first. That one's fouled back here on a curveball again, and he really is using his curveball a lot here. 0-2. Let's see what he does with an 0-2 pitch here.
Tim Moore got around on that one too quick. Ball was outside. Looked like he was trying to pull it down the left field line rather than simply poke it right over the first baseman's head on that one.
Yeah, they're holding Holbrooks at second pretty tight here. Doesn't want him to get a good jump.
Holbrooks with some good speed out there at second. He'll score on a base hit.
Fastball high outside the plate. One and two is the count. Curveball that time. It was a little bit high. That'll even it up 2-2.
His release point on that one, Mike, was high. You could see him when he was coming up or coming down on the mound. The ball took off a little too soon for him there and stayed up in the air. Broke, but that's one of those you don't want hanging either.
Nice clean pickoff play. A little bit late. Sliding back safely as Holbrooks. 2-2 is the count.
A little too worried there about the runner on second, I think, here early in the game.
There's a curveball hit down to third baseline, foul. Another curveball. Yeah, I think you're right on that. He needs to buckle down and get this batter right here.
You don't want to put another runner on. You had one runner on with 2 outs. You put a man on to put runners at first and second. You've got to concentrate on that batter, because what you're saying by putting the runner on first is you can get this next guy.
There's a little blooper, so to speak. Shortstop comes in and makes the play for the third out in the inning. So for Kecoughtan in the top of the first inning, no runs. There was 1 hit, 2 left, no errors. So after half inning play, it's Kecoughtan 0 and the Crabbers coming to the plate.
Here's that replay. Looks like he was going to get that pitch, but it hit a little high off the bat, just kind of popped toward the shortstop second base area. Good play by the shortstop for the Crabbers, just picks it up, rifles it over for that third out. So Hucks gets out of the jam here in the bottom of the first inning, top of the first inning, and they'll come to bat and see what they can do now against Kecoughtan Warriors.
Leading off the bottom of the first inning for the Crabbers, the pitcher who will lead it off there, Steve Hucks, be followed by Yusuf Davis and Cody Seals. Those are your 3 batters here in the bottom of the first inning for the Crabbers.
And here is the lineup for the Crabbers. Leading off, you have number 10, the pitcher Steve Hucks. He'll be followed by number 2, Yusuf Davis, the center fielder. Batting third, number 8, Cody Seals at shortstop. Batting cleanup, number 18, Patrick Kyle at third base. Batting fifth, John Jakowski, the catcher. Batting sixth, number 20, Carlos Contreras, the DH. He'll be DHing for number 5, Alex Smith, who will be at second base for the Crabbers. Batting seventh, number 17, Kevin Matthews, the first baseman. Batting eighth, number 7, Graham Johnson in right field. And batting ninth, number 9, Darius Harris in left field. That's your lineup for the Hampton Crabbers as they'll come up to bat here in the bottom of the first inning at Hampton High School on May the 9th, I believe, May the 8th. Got to figure out what day it is. It's a long day at school today.
May the 8th, Tuesday. Some very few clouds in the sky. It's warm. It's probably near the 80-degree mark out here, and it's really a nice day.
They said it was going to be in the high 70s, low 80s, and
it made it.
I'm sure that's what it is right now.
Well, I'm glad this game's being played today because we got some bad weather coming in here tomorrow.
Yeah. Yes, and we're supposed to have another game on Thursday, I believe.
That will be the Lady Crabbers of Hampton will be playing over at Phoebus, the Phantoms, in softball Thursday. This is Tuesday the 8th, so that means Thursday the 10th. We will be over at Phoebus, providing the weather will allow it. So here we go to start it off here in the bottom of the first inning. The pitcher, Steve Hucks, will lead it off. Change up right off the get-go on the first pitch of the game, and therefore a call strike.
Now, Mike, I talked to Coach Oschenfeld for the Warriors, Donald Athey. That's his forte. He's an off-speed pitcher here. They're trying to throw off the Crabbers' bats.
There's a deep fly ball to center field. And back to make the play, and 1 out.
Long fly ball by Steve Hucks. That drove the center fielder back, and he was well on to the warning track out there in center field when he brings that ball down, hit by Steve Hucks. You'll see it right here. WTP, warning track power, as they call it.
Yusuf Davis, now the center fielder, will be batting with 1 out.
Like this young man's a senior here at Hampton High School. He came to the Crabbers from California. His family moved in here. He's hitting a cool .356. He's leading the team in batting average. Hits from the left-hand side, has some good speed, and is just committed to St. Augustine College to play ball.
1-1 is the count. 1 down here in the bottom of the first inning. Still no score. Here's a fly ball down the left field side, out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes, just a little bit late on that swing.
A little bit late, but you can see that he knows how to hit the ball. He sat back on that one. He waited for it, and rather than try and pull it or hit it up the middle, he went with it on the outside and tried to drive it down into left field, opposite field.
That was way outside.
What was it Bob Euchre used to say?
That wasn't even close.
Just a little bit outside.
2-2. There's a line drive. Let's see, does it make it the hole? And he will get a base hit. So Yusuf will get a base hit in the gap there at the shortstop. He almost made a play.
Here's the replay on this. He just smacks that thing. Again, he takes it. Good hitting there. Quick hands, stayed level onto it, hit it the opposite way where the pitch was in the hole. Shortstop just can't get to that. Darnell Ware made a great try and backhand that one and hold him to a single.
And this is shortstop Cody Seals batting. Which is a little low inside, ball 1. Look at the nice lead that Davis is getting over there at first base.
Hampton's got some good speed, Mike. Probably all up and down the lineup, they've got good speed. And you know Danny, he's a pressure man. He'll make you make the errors.
He likes the small ball too.
Yes, he does.
He will do what he can do to get the runners moved into scoring position.
Well, when you play him, you're always under pressure. When you get a runner on, chances are good he's going to run him. You get a ball in the gap, chances are he's going to take that extra base. A ball hit to the outfield, he's going to make you throw him out.
Right now the count's 2-0 as that ball was a bit high. Davis gets his lead off down there at first. Here's a pitch that was right at the numbers, fouled straight back.
Those pitches you want to get the bat on and drive it as far as you can, but you want to make sure you get the bat on it first. He just missed that one.
2 balls and a strike. 1 down here, bottom of the first. Crabbers have a runner over at first base. That's Yusuf Davis with a base hit. It's back relatively easy on that one.
2-1. You got an off-speed pitcher up there. Might be a good time to take second base here, Mike.
There he goes. There's a line shot down the third base line. That was fair, guys. Made it all the way to the fence, I believe. We can't tell.
And here comes Davis.
Davis all the way around to score the Crabbers' first run of the game on a RBI double by Cody Shields.
Watch this replay, Mike. He turns on this pitch. He gets it right where he wants it, down low, gets the bat head out front. He drives that ball hard. And you got to remember, Davis was off on the pitch. He was going for second, so you could call it a run and hit, a hit and run, an attempted steal, but there was no way Davis was not going to score on that ball hit to that area. Great piece of hitting on the part of Cody Seals.
Patrick Kyle now the batter, third baseman for the Crabbers with a runner at second. Squares around and pulls back and looks at a strike.
Patrick Kyle, a very patient hitter here, Mike. He likes to go deep in the count, find the pitch that he wants, and then make it work for him. And you can tell they're thinking about Coach Mitchell's philosophy right there, man on second base, and they're trying to pick him off because they know he'll go.
0-1 counts outside, ball one. That'll even it up.
Crabbers with a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the first inning at Hampton High School, May the 8th, 2012.
There's a changeup that's fouled back out of play down the first base line. 1 ball, 2 strikes now with an out and a runner at second. Crabbers out in front, 1-0 here in the bottom of the first.
Patrick Kyle fighting that last pitch off, Mike. That ball was going to drop right in there for a strike. He was just trying to get the bat on it.
And he's swinging a miss and gets the strikeout by Kyle. That's 2 down now in the bottom of the first. That's going to bring up John Jakowski. He is the Crabbers catcher.
Jakowski, just a wonderful kid, a great family. His little brother plays for the team as well. This kid can play. He can flat out play, and he's one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet.
2 down now here in the bottom of the first. There's a fly ball to left center field. Looks like that one might fall in, and it does. And around the score is Cody Seals as Jakowski gets a RBI double himself. As Seals comes around from second to score the Crabbers' second run.
You see the replay here. Jakowski's head down on the ball. He takes the bat head out, gets the pitch down, and drives it hard right to the gap. And again, that's one of those balls that was so deep. The best the outfielders can do is try and get to the fence and keep it from rolling further.
And that brings up now Carlos and Contreras. He is the designated hitter as he hits for Alex Smith here. 0-1 is the count.
I wonder if he's related to Jose Contreras, the pitcher in Major League Baseball.
You're asking me?
Oh, I forgot that. You're related to Andy. I forgot.
Ooh. Oh, man. Lucky guy, Andy. That one's fouled back here.
Yeah.
0-2 now. Barrett's in the hole now. Has got to get something. Waste pitch outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes now. 2 down here in the bottom of the first inning. The Crabbers have jumped out into front 2-0 here. Couple of RBI doubles.
Couple of hard hit RBI doubles.
All the way to the fence, too. Looked at a call. 3rd strike is Contreras to end the inning for the Crabbers. They scored 2 runs. They had 2 hits. There was 1 left, no errors in the inning. So after 1 complete, the Crabbers are out in front 2-0 here at Hampton High School.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching LSC as we bring you this game on Tuesday, May the 8th, 2012. As we get to see the replay, this appears to be Carlos Contreras taking that last pitch. After the off-speed stuff, he just comes right in with a semi-fastball that caught him looking. Great way to get out of the inning here for the Kecoughtan Warriors. A little bit of damage done, but 2 runs is never something that you can't overcome. And with the way the Kecoughtan Warriors hit the ball, they're going to be in this game. As long as we all don't melt from the heat. If we do that, we're going to be in trouble.
Yeah, we're already almost at the end of the season. Can you imagine how fast the season's gone?
Well,
one game left in the regular season for both these 2 teams. Next week, Friday, Kecoughtan will be playing host over at Kecoughtan, and they will be playing the Minchville Monarchs. So back-to-back toughies for the Warriors. Then the Crabbers will be traveling over to Phoebus Friday to play the Phantoms.
And you can't take them lightly after we saw them play Bethel the other week, Mike. They hit, and they can give you some trouble. Howard Thomas, the home plate umpire, with his mask off so he can get a little cool back there while the teams are getting ready.
That'll bring up the first batter here. Is Matt Cohen. He is the designated hitter for the Phoebus Phantoms as we start here at the top of the second inning.
Matt Cowan, a great kid. I was able to teach him at Jones Middle School years and years ago.
Looks at a curveball that went right over the plate, strike one.
Here he is now, a junior at Kecoughtan High School. I used to tease him all the time about baseball. He was a very, very good Little League player and AAU player, and just a nice kid all around. Very, very nice. Batting over 400 for the Warriors. I think the Warriors got about 4 or 5 guys batting over 400. That's why I say you can't count them out.
Two balls and a strike.
Ooh.
A base hit up the middle. As he shows you why he's batting over 400.
Yeah, I used to tease him. He couldn't get over 100, and there he just puts a BB into center field. Watch this replay, folks. He stings this one. He just down on. Look how quick the hands were as they got around there. If we saw that again, watch how fast his hands came around through the zone. My gosh.
Tony Light will lead the batter now. He's the left fielder.
And I found out, Mike, it's pronounced late, like L-A-T-E. Tony Late.
That was a bunt right back to Hux. He'll take this sure out at first base. So give Late a sacrifice.
That speaks volumes about Oschenfeld's feeling about this game, doesn't it?
Yep. Get a run here, get a run there, put that runner in scoring position now with one out. That's going to bring up Josh Wallace. And number 6, he is the second baseman for the Warriors. Sun's starting to get rough now in the eyes. That was fouled way back here off to the right, out of play, down the first baseline.
Couple of the sun coming out with this green shade tree type netting that we've got in front of us here, and we may be trying to guess this ball game after a while. We'll have to watch it right from the screen.
Oh, nice pitch. A little bit of a changeup on that play.
They took a lot off that one, and that one just went right in there.
Yeah, boy, that one just died. 0-2. Now he'll come back with an 0-2 fastball outside.
Like you mentioned earlier, Huck's pitched a lot here in the last 2 weeks. We don't know how far Danny Mitchell is planning to go with him, but I'm sure he'll go as far as he feels like he needs to go. The kid has been impressive so far.
8-1 on the year.
8-0 in the district.
That was a high pitch. Still, that was like a waste pitch. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And, you know, the Crabbers went out of district last Saturday.
Oh, yeah, tell them about it.
Played Hampton Christian. They won the game 1-0. But the young man who threw the game for the Crabbers threw a perfect game. And I'm trying to remember what his name was.
I'd tell you because I just read it. And I was even talking to Danny about it a little while ago. He said he was impressed with Hampton Christian. He says they've got good pitching and excellent defense. He said we just happened to play as good and a little bit better that day. He said if our kid hadn't pitched that perfect game, we'd have been in trouble.
Well, Hampton Christian High School has always had an outstanding baseball pro. As a matter of fact, if you go over there and take a look at their baseball field, that's like a minor league field.
Yeah,
it's an outstanding facility that they have out there.
And I feel embarrassed here, Mike, but the coach, Mike, I can't remember his name. He's been there forever.
Every year. I want to say Peters, but I'm not sure if that's it.
No, it's not that. Just a great coach, has had stupendous success over there at Hampton Christian. In fact, one of the kids that played for Kecoughtan last year, Jake Cave, who now plays for the Yankees organization, played a couple of years at Hampton Christian.
Little ground ball to the third baseman with the throw over to first, gets the out. And moving over to third base is Matt Cohen. 2 down now.
Here's a replay on that pitch. He just did get it. It kind of jammed him, and just a little tapper down the third base line. Third baseman comes in, makes the easy throw over. First baseman jumped up for some reason. Not sure why. The ball was going to hit him in the chest, but he made the play, and that was a big thing.
Donald Atlee, the pitcher now is the batter with 2 down.
And I asked, this one is Athey. Athey, yeah. A nice young lady in the Kecoughtan dugout helped me with some of the names here right before the game, and I kept saying Athey, and she said it's Athey. So I remember to write down here, long A-thee. Ooh.
Foul ball out of play. I actually thought the ball was fouled back here behind us until I saw everybody running down. I tell you what, with that sun shining in our face and this green screen here, it's hard to see where the ball is, guys.
This is our rendition of Guess a Game.
0-2 is the count, 2 down with a runner at third base. Kecoughtan trying their darndest here to get a run across. It's going to take a base hit now with 2 out. Pitches fastball outside. His 0-2 pitch so far today. 1 ball, 2 strikes is the count. Donald Athey. Curveball, line drive over the shortstop pitch for a base hit. And in to score is Cohen for the Kecoughtan first run. So Athey gets a base hit, RBI.
Here's a replay on that. Athey stays with the pitch. The pitch just went slam straight down the middle. There wasn't any movement on that pitch at all. Athey staying with it, just lines it over the shortstop's head. Nice and easy. You hit it where you get it. And Matt Cowan coming in to score on that. Matt, of course, leading off the inning for the Warriors with a single and being sacrificed to second and going to third on a ground out. Scores on that base hit by the pitcher who helps himself, Donald Athey.
Darnell Ware is the batter now. He's the leadoff batter. 2 down here in the top of the second inning. Pitch is low, ball 1. Struck out looking in the first inning to lead it off.
Again, Ware batting over 400 here at the top of the lineup. Has good speed, good plate presence. He gets the bat on the ball. He moves it.
And the pitch gets away from the catcher, and running down to second base is Athey.
Well, that's going to move the runner into scoring position now with 2 outs for the Kecoughtan Warriors. So base hit should score Athey if Ware can come through for the Warriors.
In second inning in a row now, Kecoughtan's batters have threatened to score here. They have come across with a run so far. Athey down at second. Pitch is taken for a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike. I don't believe they even have the scoreboard working today, do they?
Doesn't look like it, no. No wonder they keep asking you from the truck.
There's a line shot up the middle. There comes a base hit, and Athey comes around to score the tying run. So Ware collects a base hit and an RBI.
Watch this. Here comes the pitch, and Ware stays with it and hits it to the opposite side. He's trying to get that ball out there where the runner can score. Not a problem for him this time. Nice piece of hitting as he insides that one out.
Yeah, the wild pitch hurt him just then as Athey allowed to get to second base on the wild pitch back to the screen, and will score on the base hit, and that'll tie it up here at Crabber Field. It's 2-2 now.
Actually, Mike, that was a courtesy runner scoring for Athey there. I believe his name is Cyrus Carper. Cyrus Carper, a courtesy runner who scored that run.
So with 2 outs here, Mike, you have a choice to make. You got good speed on first base. Do you try and get him down to second so you can get another hit and take the lead? Or do you wait and see what happens?
A little bit of a waste pitch, off speed.
That was a head pitch. It wasn't a waste pitch. It was up here. It wasn't down here.
Yep. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Athey will call timeout now, step out of the box.
Last time he was up, Athey helped himself with an RBI single. Let's see if he can help himself here by getting on as he leads off here in the top half of the 4th inning at Hampton High School.
There's a fly ball to left field. Cannot see it because of the sun. Left fielder back to make the play and the out.
I laugh because as Mike is saying that, I'm shielding my eyes trying to pick up where the ball is. Here we can see it a lot better right here.
You see it perfectly on the replay here.
He gets up on that one and gets under it way too much, and that ball just flies out there right into the glove of the left fielder, who takes it with no problem.
So here we go now as Darnell Ware, who had an RBI single back last inning and a strikeout. He's 1 for 2. Oh, right down the middle. Fouled straight back here out of play.
I'm sure he wishes he had that pitch over again.
One of the few that have been thrown right down the middle of the plate here by Hucks today.
Hucks has been teasing him in and out, up and out.
Yeah, but when he has thrown the ball down the plate, Kecoughtan has jumped on it. Currently, they have 5 hits in the game. Pitch is low. Kecoughtan has 5 hits in the game. The Crabbers have 4.
And they both have 4 runs.
But Kecoughtan also has a couple errors, too, in the game that hurt them back in the 2nd inning. Fouled back here. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Again, Darnell Ware, 1 for 2, has struck out looking back in the 1st inning. RBI single in the 2nd inning.
And scored.
There's a foul ball here to the right side of the field. First baseman going back hard. And I believe it went out of play. Still 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ware battling up there. Curveball.
Right back up the middle.
Base hit by Ware, his 2nd of the game. So he's now at first base with an out. That's going to bring up Tim Robinson. Also 1 for 2. He has a double back in the 2nd inning and scored.
You put the pitch on the plate, and Darnell Ware is going to make sure that he puts it in play somewhere. And on that one, he was able to get very good bat on it and line it right back up the middle for a base hit. Now you've got speed on first base with 1 out in a tie ball game. Ware is a man you're going to have to keep an eye on over there. I don't think it's a time to sacrifice, but I think it might be a time to send him down. Got to get to the count that you want.
Oh, there's a fly ball to right field. The right fielder over there to make the play. The throw back into first base. No, he goes back in at 2nd. So Robinson flies out to right field, and this time they had him shaded to the right field.
I tell you what, Robinson had the right idea. He had a good slice on that ball. He kind of insided it out and flared it into right field. He was hoping, as we watch the replay here, that would get, look at, he's down and in out on it, get a slice on it to where it would hit and hook into the corner. But fortunately for the Crabbers, right fielder was playing, as you said, toward that area and was able to make the catch for the out.
Hippie Holbrooks now is the batter. He is 1 for 2 as he had a double in the 1st, was stranded at 2nd. He reached safely back in the 2nd from an error and was also stranded at 2nd.
Actually, he made it on a hit, and then the error came when they threw.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
He's 2 for 2. He's talking to the coach right now, I believe. I can't see, but I don't see. There he is. I'm sorry, the screen has got my vision blocked. Kippy went down and talked to Coach Oschenfeld. 2 outs here. Runner on first base. No magic in this. With Kippy coming up, they just want to get a base hit that'll move the runners along and keep the inning going.
0-1, I believe. And call strike and a throw down to second base.
He's in there.
And he, Ware with his speed, gets all the way into second base.
Now all the Warriors need to do is get a base hit.
0-1, I believe, is the count. The ground ball down to third base. It's fair. See if the play can be made, and it does not as it bounces in the dirt. And Ware will stay at third base. Holbrook will reach first base with an E5.
That ball was tapped down toward third base. The third baseman for the Hampton Crabbers, and that's Patrick Kyle. Kind of bent to the backhand, and ball kind of hit his glove and bobbled there for a second. He made a good recovery.
Well, with runners,
the throw was low and off.
Runners at the corners now. This is a gentleman that's been intentionally walked twice in a row, Matheson. And right now, let's see what Danny's going to do with this young man.
Well, with 2 outs, are they going to pitch to him with runner in score position with the game on the line, or do they put him on and face the next batter
and
who's
makes the bases
0 for
loaded?
2?
I'm not sure they'd want to do that. There's a line drive down the third base line, foul. This is a young man that's batting well over 400.
That's correct.
And that's the reason why Danny has walked him the last 2 times up. But that only put runners at first and second when he was up there. It kind of made it so that any base was, I don't think you want to do that to load them up here. 0-1 is the count. Ground ball to the second baseman. Let's see if they can make the play and get out of this inning, and it is done.
So the right call is made by the Hampton Crabbers there as they go ahead and pitch to Nate Matheson. You can see right here they get the little tapper right to the second baseman for the easy put out to end that threat as the Warriors had runners at the corners in a tie ball game here in the top of the 4th inning.
And the top of the 4th inning for Kecoughtan. No runs, 1 hit. There were 2 left on, 1 error by the Crabbers. So after 3.5, it's still tied up here at Hampton, 4-4, as the Crabbers will come to the plate now in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Getting mid-game here with a tie ball game at Hampton High School. 2 clubs, 2 very good ball clubs. Both of them with a little bit on the line. I think, well, would you say more so for the Crabbers today? I think they would just like to win the district right out today and be able to relax.
Well, they're not going to win it outright. They'll guarantee them at minimum a tie for first place, depending on what they do.
Well, depending on what they do with Phoebus.
But you would think that would be a win, but you never know. This is Peninsula District sports. So Hampton coming to the bat now in the bottom of the 4th inning. Will lead it off with Graham Johnson. He was at the plate last inning when the runner at second base, which happened to be John Jalkowski, was picked off at the bag to end the inning. So Johnson should be leading it off here in the bottom of the 4th inning.
So the Crabbers down toward the bottom end of their lineup. They'll be getting around to the top of it, if not this inning, by the next inning.
Well, they'll get to the number 1 batter at least.
At least, yes.
This is the number 8 batter in the lineup.
That number 1 batter is not somebody to be played with either. Steve Hucks at the top of the order.
And that was low.
Athey been doing a good job with his off-speed pitches here today, keeping his team in the game.
High fly ball to right field, shallow right field. In for the out. Darius Harris, the next batter. He flew out or popped out to the third baseman back in the second inning, so he's 0 for 1.
As we watch Graham Johnson as he flies out to right field here to lead off the bottom half of the fourth inning.
There's a line shot to center field. Let's see if they make the play. Nice play that time as the right fielder comes across and makes the out.
You got to see it right there on the screen, and here it is again, folks. Darius Harris gets a hold of this ball. Watch the right fielder from the left side of your screen here come across, make the catch. Good coverage behind him by the center fielder.
So Steve Hucks will come to the plate now as he is 0 for 1 so far in the game, and he scored back in the second inning. Pops out to the second baseman to end it here in the fourth. So after 4 complete here at Hampton High School, the Hampton Crabbers 4, the Kecoughtan Warriors 4.
Well, that's the kind of inning as we watch Hucks right here. Everything went to the right side, 2 to the right fielder and 1 to the second baseman in shallow right field. But I don't think he threw more than, what, 5-6 pitches in that inning. So Athey, 1, 2, 3 here with the Hampton Crabbers in the bottom of the fourth inning. One of the shortest innings we've had.
3 up and 3 now. No hits, no runs, and no errors. And
1 left on base.
That's it. After 4 complete, it's tied up here still, 4-4, as looks like the offense has kind of slowed down a bit for both teams here as pitchers now starting to settle in here. Leading off the top of the 5th inning for Kecoughtan will be number 21, the catcher, Tim Moore. Moore 0 for 2 officially in the game as he grounded out to the shortstop back in the first to end the inning. And he grounded out to the shortstop as the force play took place there for the third out. So he is 0 for 2 officially.
Anything can happen in this game. Anything can happen. You've got a tight ball game. And there we see rescue squad over there. I hope everything's okay behind the Crabber dugout. Haven't noticed that on our camera there. Fifth inning here at Hampton High School. You're watching LSC Local Sports Channel on Tuesday, May the 8th, 2012. We bring you the Hampton High School Crabbers against the Kecoughtan Warriors here at Hampton High School.
Pitch is high. Ball 1. Ooh, nice curveball. Had him going, but let's see if he got the. Nope. 2-0. As the first base umpire says, no, he did not.
He wanted to.
Yeah,
he
boy,
wanted to. He was dancing with it.
It was a pretty curveball. He did a good job holding back on that one. So it's 2-0. There's a fastball right down the middle, and the ball's hit right up the middle to the center fielder for the first out. So that goes F7, or F8, I'm sorry, and 1 out. That's going to bring up Matt Cohen.
Head down, bat out on the ball. Got the good hit, but just lifted it a little too much and straight out to center field. Easy catch for the center fielder for the Hampton Crabbers.
Cohen had a first base hit back in the second and scored, and he flew out to the right fielder in the third. Ball strike 1.
Matt Cowan DHing today, batting out of the 6th hole for the Warriors.
Ooh. Had him looking on that one. That's 0-2. Pretty pitch.
Now, Mike, from where I am, I'd almost want to tell you that that ball was inside at his chest when all of a sudden it just broke right across the plate. Man.
Fastball outside corner and just got a piece of it.
Hey, that was a survival swing right there after that last pitch.
And that ball was about 6 inches off the base, too.
Yes.
But that's
Yeah,
a call. That's a call that they've gotten in this game. So 0-2 still. Got him on a swinging curveball. Out number 2.
Hucks went way out there on that one again, Mike. I guess he figured if that's pitch just before that was outside, and he was swinging at that one, he'd see how far he could go. And Matt went out there for it and missed it.
2 down now. Tony Light is the batter.
Late. Here's
Left
that
fielder.
swing as he just dives right out there and is.
Pitch was up high. Ball 1.
Tony Late.
A little bit of a change curve on that one as the ball's in the dirt. 2-0.
Change curve. Is that a little different from a dollar curve?
No, it just means he's got a lot less speed on it. That means it wasn't worth the dollar bill that you had to pay to get in. 2 balls and a strike now. Fastball a little bit low, but he gets the call. 2-2.
That's 2 in a row right there. He's put 2 fastballs right over there, Mike.
And I'll tell you what, Tony don't like the call. They were both low. Here's 2-2 pitch. Fly ball to deep right field, down the right field corner. He's going to get some extra bases on this one. He's going to get 2 as the right fielder gets out there pretty quick and brings it back in. So stand-up double by Tony Light. Down the right field line, and that's going to bring up Josh Wallace. Wallace is 0 for 2.
When these Kecoughtan batters get hold of a pitch, Mike, they get hold of it. They sting it. That ball was hard hit. You could see the right fielder out there hustling. Usually right fielders will just jog after the ball. This kid out there, let me see who that is. The kid out there in right field, and this Graham Johnson, he was flying.
So with 2 down and a runner in scoring position, swing and a miss, strike 1. And it says Josh Wallace, he's 0 for 2. He grounded out to the third baseman back in the second and struck out in the third to end the inning. In the third inning, 0-1 is the count.
I believe Josh Wallace is a junior, if I got my information correct. I apologize if he's not.
That was outside, and he swung and missed it, 0-2. You better believe that's the exact same type of pitch he's going to see right here. Come back again with the outside pitch.
Josh Wallace, just a junior, but Mike, he's got a 4.2 GPA, National Honor Society, Math Honor Society, History Honor Society, French Honor Society. What honor society is he not a member of? I tell you what, bright young man right here, 4.2, 11th grader. That's what you're looking for.
Oh, curveball had him. Look, that ball was going at him and curved across the plate for strike 3. So stay tuned. We'll be right back here in the bottom of the 5th inning. 1 hit, no errors, and there was 1 left on. Still 4-4 here as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning between the Hampton Crabbers and the Kecoughtan Warriors. And what a good game we've had so far today here on a Tuesday, May the 8th, on a warm day here at Hampton High School. Bottom of the 5th inning will be leading off Joseph Davis, the Crabber center fielder. Had a base hit and scored a run back in the first, and he reached safely with an error in the second. 1 for 2 officially, as he was stranded at second. Back in the 2nd inning. Ground ball to the second baseman. The throw over to first and the out. So out number 1. Good play by the first baseman there, stretching to make that play. That goes 4-3 in your book, and out number 1.
Here's a replay on that. Left-handed batter just taps it right down to second base. The easy routine play for the first out of the inning.
Cody Seals is the batter. Here's a line shot to the third base side. And the base hit was recorded by Cody Seals.
Seals 3 for 3 on the day. He's got 3 RBIs. All 3 hits going into left field. He's doubled and singled twice. So Hampton now with the runner on the base path.
Timeout is called now by Achenfeld over here for Kecoughtan. Let's see what's going on as the umpire goes over to the Crabber bench.
Looking at the bat, Mike. There a question about the legality of the bat?
I'll tell you what, that was a solid sounding hit off the bat, so I guess it's good. He asked the umpire to look at it and double check. You know, we talked about that at the last game we did over at Bethel, how the ding, so to speak, off the bat didn't sound like it used to because they've gone to the new bats. That one sounded like the old bat right there. It's what called hit. I guess he hit the sweet spot, right?
Yes.
All right, the Crabbers have a runner at first. Seals. That's going to bring up Patrick Kyle. The Crabber third baseman struck out back in the first and grounded out to the shortstop. No count here as we get going here in the bottom of the 5th inning, tied 4-4. Patrick Kyle now batting for the Crabbers.
Patrick Kyle strikeout in the first inning.
Is on his way to second base, slides in, they got him.
Man.
So Cody Seals, that was a strike. That was a called strike in there too, by the way.
Strong throw by the catcher for the Warriors, Tim Moore. Watch this, Mike. Boom, right on the money.
Yep, good play.
Right on the money.
0-1 is the count now to Kyle. I tell you what, he could have very easily have been called out on that play anyhow because Kyle faked a bunt and walked right in front of the catcher. Did you happen to notice that?
No, I didn't.
If you get a chance to show that replay back, you'll notice the umpire very easily could have called him out even if he ended up being safe. Could have been an obstruction call, but either way, the throw to second base was in time, and they got him. 2 down now here as Kyle will be batting, trying to get something going here for the Crabbers. Ground ball to the right side. Third baseman up with the ball, throws over to first base, and I thought he was in there safely, but they called him out. A good play by the third baseman over there as that play goes 5-3. And for the Crabbers in the bottom of the 5th inning, no hits, no runs, no errors, and there were nobody left on. Here's a replay. Let's see how close it was at the bag.
Let's see. There's the pick by the third baseman. The throw bounces one time. That was close. That was close. Very close, as they would say. Very close. So we're still tied up here 4-4. And, Mike, in the last few innings, we had, let's see, third inning for the Hampton High School Crabbers. They had 3 up, 3 down. In the 4th inning, they had 3 up, 3 down. And in the 5th inning, 3 up, 3 down.
Let's see if we can see a different view here of that last play. See how close it was.
Comes the slow-mo. Oh, it was close. Got him, but it was slow. I mean, it was close, not slow. Slow motion. Good camera shot there. Excellent replay setup. Is Krista Campbell doing our replay today? Krista Campbell with that slow replay and a good camera there from Miss Bowers as we get a great shot on that, and you can see the umpire was right on the money. You're watching LSC, May the 8th, 2012. Paul Rowe and Mike Hauser bringing you the game between the visiting Kecoughtan Warriors and the homestanding Hampton High Crabbers as they battle through this 4-4 tie here going into the sixth inning. And what do we got? Donald Athey coming up, Mike?
No, we have John Jarkeski coming up like that. We are in the 6th inning as the last batter. Inning was Patrick.
No, we got Kecoughtan coming up.
I got to flip it over.
Flip that board.
Yeah, flip the board over.
Flip that board.
It's Atlee. Sorry. As we get ready to go here in the top of the 6th inning as we are tied up here at Hampton, the Crabbers and the Kecoughtan Warriors 4-4.
Isn't that the kind of game that Andy likes, those tie games?
Yeah.
So what does he call it? We go into overtime?
Yeah, but see, unfortunately, bonus innings here with Andy. There's a line shot down the third baseline, foul ball. Bonus innings, according to Andy, right?
You gotta love him. You gotta love him. Oh.
Ground ball to the third baseman, picks it up. Over to first base in time for the out, and Athey takes a tumble going across the bag. 5-3 in the book and 1 out. That's going to bring up the top of the lineup as Darnell Ware will come to the plate.
Athey did a good job staying with that pitch. Unfortunately, he got too much in front of it as we watch the replay here, and he tries to pull it. That ball's breaking away from him. If he'd inside out it and put it to the right side, he might have gotten a hit. But he tried to turn on that one and keep it on the left side and simply bounced to the third baseman for a routine play.
Darnell Ware, the batter, he struck out looking in the first, had an RBI single in the second, had a base hit and a stolen base, and was stranded back in the fourth inning at third base. So he is 2 for 3 here in the game. There's a line shot center field. Center fielder going back to make the play. And the out. Two down now, and that's going to bring up Tim Robinson. Robinson struck out in the first, had a double and scored in the second, and flew out to right field back in the fourth. Here's that replay of that long fly out to center field.
He got behind that one, didn't he?
Had him playing deep. Ground ball down to first baseline, gets by the first baseman into right field. And the right fielder gets there in time to hold him up on a base hit.
Robinson had ideas, though, didn't he, Mike?
Yeah, he did.
He was going to go.
Kippy Holbrook comes to the plate. He is 2 for 3. He has a double in the first, stranded at second. He has a base hit, and he advanced to second on a throw-in error. Back into second and stranded at second. He reached safely by an error back into fourth. So he's been on the bag all 3 times. He's 2 for 3 officially at the plate. Runner at first, 2 down here in the 6th inning. Getting late.
Ever late in the ball game.
Oh, fouled back here as everybody's getting a piece of the ball now.
Holbrook's a senior at Kecoughtan High School, plans to go to the apprentice school after he graduates this year. He's been on this team 4 years. Like I said, we saw him several years ago, but 3 years ago, and he really impressed me as a ball player. I really like this kid. He's played third base, he's pitched, and he's played center field. Today, he's playing third.
Oh, they had him moving in the wrong direction. Whoa! I don't know about that one, guys. He was actually leaning.
Ooh. Here it is. Let's watch this and see how close we get here. Ooh,
Yep,
he got in, no problem.
Got back.
It was a smooth move by Hucks, I can tell you that.
Excellent picture right there by Susan. Up there standing up on top of that first base dugout. And I'll tell you what, she had a perfect view of it, didn't she?
She's right on top of it, look. 2 down. They don't want Robinson getting too far off there. If he's got any kind of speed at all, if Holbrooks can get it in the gap, he could score.
There he goes. Ground ball to the shortstop.
Gets through it.
Shortstop. Everybody is safe. So that goes as, what is it, an E6?
Yes, sir.
He'll advance to second base on the throw into third, and all the way over to third is Tim Robinson. I guarantee you the center fielder is going to hear it when he comes in too. He should have gone back. He should have come back in to the second base because going over to second base, Holbrooks could have been caught between the bags on that one.
Yep. Well, it looked like it was going to be a routine out. I don't know what happened again. We apologize. We've got this little green mesh up there, and you can't really see. And it looked like the ball from the screen on the screen here that it just rolled right past the shortstop.
Nate Matheson is the batter, and they're going to intentionally walk him for a 3rd time today.
They don't want to give him too much of a chance to hit. Of course, when he did, he bounced out to second.
Yeah, that's going to load it up. Tim Moore will come up to the bat. He grounded out to shortstop in the first, grounded out to the shortstop in the second, flew out to center field back in the 5th. 0 for 3.
And I think this is a good move. You know, you got to give your team a chance to get an out at any base. You got 2 outs already. Tim Moore, the catcher, senior, 4.2 GPA.
Well, this is a key moment in this game, gentlemen. Right here.
A squeeze play, and it got him on the back.
Oh, man.
And he's going to get thrown out of the game, I think, because he threw his helmet. And I'm not so sure.
He's out of the game.
He's gone.
Coming in to score, or coming in to try to score, was Tim Robinson. He was caught.
Somebody else is gone. Looked like somebody else got tossed. Can't tell yet.
Let's watch the replay here. It was a squeeze play.
Ooh. Hard to tell from this shot.
Either way, Tim Robinson has been ejected from the game for throwing his
Here's
helmet.
the play.
And I don't know that he was out. I'll tell you what, it looked to me like the ball, his leg got above the catcher's glove, but the umpire, yeah.
Hard to tell,
No
folks.
matter how you look at it, Robinson is now gone, and somebody else is going to be coming in to take his place. And Tim Moore didn't even get an official at bat on that play. So for the Kecoughtan Warriors, they did not score in that inning. They had 1 hit. There was an error by the Crabbers, and there was 2 left. So after 5 1/2, we're still tied 4-4.
I'm trying to figure out, he may have tossed 2 people. I'm not sure. I saw him indicate a toss out, and then just a minute later, I don't know whether he was making it so that the player knew it was him he was throwing out or whether he was throwing out somebody else. But we know at least 1 player was thrown out of the game on that, and we're assuming it was Tim Robinson, the young man who was called out at home on a very close play at the plate. So I'm sorry, Mike, I've been looking down there trying to figure out what was going on. We've got some umpires talking to the players down there. Home plate umpires talking to Coach Oschenfeld.
Well, no matter how you
what
look
was your
at
runs? It was 0. What did you have? No runs.
No runs.
No, 1 hit.
1 hit.
1 error.
2 left. 1 error.
Okay, sorry.
So the player being ejected out of the game, unfortunately for him, will have to sit the next game according to the rules, and that's the last game of the season to boot. So, yep, they're playing Minchville. That's a rough situation right there. Lose one of your starters.
Yeah.
Because he gets mad, throws his helmet. But that's the rule.
Now, is it just 1 game now? It used to be 2. Remember, they changed it years ago. About 10, 12 years ago, they changed it. Did they change it back to 1?
I don't know. I know that it's at least 1. So Kecoughtan comes up empty with the bases loaded there in the 6th inning, and I tell you what, that was a play that really could have gone either way. I almost think he was safe, but again, the replay is it's hard to see, and the umpire was standing right there, and really what was ironic about it is
from the truck, they're saying 1 replay may be safe, the other replay may be out. Yeah, that's why we have umpires.
The umpire says he's out, so either way, no matter how you look at it, he's out. And Kecoughtan comes away with nothing on that. 1-1 now is the call here. Leading off for the Crabbers is John Jakowski. And I tell you what, that was it was a gutsy play. I mean, bases loaded, 2 out. And a squeeze. I mean, that was a stolen base. The batter never
like
squared around.
Anything.
All he did was step out of the way.
Yeah.
When he stepped out of the way, he left the play. And I tell you what, it was a good thing that the pitch. There's a dribbler down the first baseline. And nice play by the pitcher as the out is made 1-3. But that was a key inning right there for Kecoughtan. They could have really busted this game wide open with bases loaded. Watch this little dribbler back up towards first base.
Now, those are the ones you hate on defense because you know they can be big trouble. But good coverage by the pitcher for the Kecoughtan Warriors, Athey.
Carlos Contreras now at the bat. There's a strike. Struck out looking in the first and had a sacrifice back in the third. 0 for 1 officially, so Contreras is batting for his third time today.
Wonder how many coaches would have pulled that play like that, Mike. Would you? I know I wouldn't. That's not something I would do, but
A straight out,
I've seen it done.
Straight out steal with 2
well,
outs.
I would have squeezed. I mean, I might have squeezed, but but a straight steal. You know.
I don't know. Hey,
I know we've seen it done, but
that's one of those plays that if he's safe, it worked, and everybody's happy. If he's not, they wonder why he did it. You know. But it was a straight steal right up, and he was way down the line by the time the ball was thrown. The line shot over as the center fielder was playing in and makes the play for the second out of the inning.
Yep, and the center fielder would have been Tim Robinson. I don't know who it is out there yet, folks, and we apologize again with
we can't see the numbers on their jerseys.
We can't tell. So whoever it is, there he is. We apologize. No idea what the number is.
Kevin Matthews now the batter. He is the first baseman for the Crabbers. There's a base hit to right field. That'll fall in, so Matthews gets on base here in the bottom of the 6th inning. As Graham Johnson will be batting next. Runner at first base now.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. We can't see numbers on those jerseys.
Ball's outside ball.
All right, trying to get a lowdown on who
out who
that
it
center
was.
fielder is. Yeah, nice young gentleman here behind me are going to help us out. In the meantime, we've got a runner on second. Runner on first with 2 outs, Mike. Is that correct?
That is Kevin Matthews. He had a base hit.
Graham Johnson at the plate, right?
It is correct.
All right.
They put Grant Gurley in. And
Ground ball down the third base line. A little dribbler, and looks like that's going to end up being a base hit. Let's see, did they get him? Called him safe. Base hit.
Here's that replay. Let's see what happened here, Mike. Stutter step there. Gets him. Close. Very close.
Had a couple of real close plays at the first base today. So Johnson gets his base hit, puts runners at first and second. Darius Harris now comes to the plate.
And Mike, I've got an update for the player situation here for the Kecoughtan Warriors. Grant Gurley went in to replace Robinson. He's in right field. He'll be in the number 2 slot, Grant Gurley. And the right fielder, Cole Tyson, moved over to center. I'd like to thank the gentleman behind me from Kecoughtan who helped us in finding that out. We really appreciate that, guys.
All right, so Darius Harris now at the plate. Oh, that one almost hit him. Oh, no. Both players will advance.
Now,
2-1 is the count, I believe, on Harris. Runners at second, third, 2 down. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning of play, and oh boy, this inning's changed quick, hasn't it?
Yes, it has.
Ball's up high, and the leadoff batter is coming up next.
I'd be worried about this guy hitting 356.
3-1.
Left-handed batter. I could see Danny having him drag a bunt.
Oh, there's a deep foul ball down the right field line.
You could hear the crowd go, woo!
Yeah, he got a hold of that one. He just pulled it a little bit too much. So we got a full count. Runners at second, third.
Well, here comes a big pitch right here, Mike. Runners at second and third, 2 down, tie ball game, bottom of the 6th. A .356 hitter with quick hands at the plate in Darius Harris.
Ground ball to the left side. Is he safe or is he out?
They got him.
He got him. What a defensive effort that time for the third out of the inning. So for the Crabbers, no runs. They had 2 hits. There was 2 left on. Nobody, no errors. So after 6 complete, we're still knotted here at 4 apiece.
And folks, I want to remind you, if it sounds silly that we're saying, was he out or was he safe? Again, we're looking behind a green screen where we can't see out there. So here's the great play. It was the shortstop that got it. Look at the throw, off-balance throw. And you can tell there he is something. Couldn't tell on that one, but great play by the shortstop who was able to get over there, throwing off balance across his body.
And used a barehanded pickup of the ball, too, to make the play.
And the ump calls him out. And that'll take us to the 7th inning, all knotted up at 4-4 here at Hampton High School on May the 8th, 2012, and an important game for both teams.
Here's an important thing, too. For Kecoughtan in the 7th inning, they're going to have the mid to the bottom of the lineup up to the plate. But in the bottom of the 7th inning for the Crabbers, when they come up to bat, it's going to be the top of the lineup.
1, 2, and 3.
So let's see how the pitchers fare here in the 7th inning. As we've had a lot of fireworks in the first couple innings, but after that it's been pretty 1, 2, 3, and except for a couple, except for that last inning.
Yeah.
I mean, Kecoughtan had bases loaded with 2 out and couldn't score. Crabbers had first and second and had a grounder that very well could have scored the run, but got the out.
I know this pitch here, but let's take your take your thought a little bit further here, Mike. You said Kecoughtan at the bottom of the order, but if you look, 2 of their 4 runs have been generated by the bottom of the order, the other 2 by the top of their order. Hampton, on the other hand, 3 of their runs by the top of the order. So you never know. It could go either way here. Watch this, right on the noggin here.
Kaboom. Tim Moore. Ooh, that's right on the back, too. That almost hit him in the wrong spot. Tim Moore is hit by the pitch and gets first base, so it's good news for Kecoughtan. Matt Cowan is now the batter, the designated hitter. Runner at first base. Let's see what happens here. See if Kecoughtan will try to do something to do some small ball here.
Well, you've got to in this situation, Mike. You know that. Nobody out. You got a runner on first. You got to get him in the scoring position. You're tied up. Your 7th inning.
I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see Danny throw a pitch out on this guy, too. Down in the dirt, low. 1-0.
Didn't show bunt. That kind of surprises me there. Matt Cowan knows how to handle the bat. I know he can hit. You know, he's hitting above 400, but right here, you got to get that ball down and get the runner to second base. Well,
line drive up the middle, base hit to center field. That puts runners at first and second. Nobody out as the Kecoughtan Warriors threatening to take the lead here in the 7th inning with a runner in scoring position.
Well, there you go, folks. That's why we're sitting over here. I'd have had the guy bunt and give up the out. Oschenfeld has him hitting, and Matt Cowan responds with his 2nd hit of the game, drives it right back up the middle. Nobody out now, and you've got a runner in scoring position.
Tony Light now batting. Doubled last time he was at the plate.
Tony Late's had a decent game today. Now do you bunt?
Out called by Jack, and he goes out there to talk to the pitcher.
You would almost think you would have to bunt in this situation with nobody out and runners at first and second. You don't want to hit into the double play. You want to get out of that.
Yeah, he had a double last time he batted.
He had a great sacrifice in the 2nd inning, too, and that's what I'm thinking about right there.
1 for 2 on the game.
And here it comes.
Squared around and let it go by, and it was right down the middle for a call strike.
Let's see if he squares around again. I think they did that one to see what Hampton would do defensively.
It's like the third baseman is staying home.
Yeah,
There's
they
a pickoff play, and they got him.
They got him cold. They snuck right behind him, and he was frozen, and he looked like the Statue of Liberty standing there. The ball got to second base, and it was like, hello. Watch this replay. Turns, look at this. The throw is there now. He's out cold, folks.
So with a
Never
runner
knew
out
what
now.
was coming.
Down at first base still is Cohen. Let's see if Tony Lake can do something here.
Yeah, they're going to have to take, if they were thinking about sacrificing, they should have done it that first time. Now they got to go and hit the ball.
That was called strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. A little bit outside.
How quickly the momentum in a game can turn from one side to the other, from one play to another, from one pitch to another. And it's turned here, ladies and gentlemen. One moment, Hampton thought they had it. Boom, gone. Now Kecoughtan.
Ground ball right back to look. Hucks gets to play at second, over to first.
Double
And
play.
a double play. A great 1-6-3 double play. So for Kecoughtan in the 7th inning, they had no runs, 1 hit.
Here's
No
the replay.
Hampton errors, and watch this perfectly played double play ball.
Hard hit, one hopper to the pitcher who turns it, hits the shortstop coming across, the throw
Good
to first.
scoop over
boom,
first,
boom.
too.
So
as
the
we get-
pitcher's friend, the double play.
Well, and he's the one that started the turn, too. So he did a good job by Steve Hooks over at first base to stop any threat that Kecoughtan had there in the 7th inning. Now the Crabbers will be coming up in the bottom of the 7th inning with a chance to win it here, as Steve Hooks will lead it off, top of the lineup.
Watch this again, ladies and gentlemen. Bang, bang, bang. To the pitcher. Too short. To first. Bam. Nice scoop. Nice scoop. Was very close at first. We've had several close plays. In fact, ladies and gentlemen, in this game today, a 4-4 tie between the Kecoughtan Warriors and the Hampton Crabbers. We had a lot of run scoring in the first 2 innings, Mike. That's when all 4 runs were scored for both teams. After that,
A lot of
it's
defense.
been a lot of defense and a lot of exciting plays going on. It's been really nice. I mean,
Catchers have played a big part in the game, throwing runners out at second base on both sides.
pickoffs
Don't
have been
forget,
good.
we got to pick player of the games here, and we're getting pretty close here.
Well, I don't know. Like Andy said, we're going into, what is it, bonus extra time? And bonus innings. Bonus innings. Well, you're pointing to somebody here. Oh, yeah, that's a good there. That's a definite good there.
Ooh, that ball was 6 inches or more off the plate. We got a perfect view of him here, sitting right directly behind him. So Steve Hooks looks at the first pitch, strike. Looks at the second pitch of the curveball and strike. 0-2 is the count. All it takes is one swing. Pitch is about 2 feet off the plate. That was what you would call just a little outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and the pitch. That one's fouled off over here to the left, and that one jammed him.
Nice pop to the dugout.
Steve Hooks is out by the pitcher that time.
We got a new pitcher.
I think Kippy Holbrook's is out there, but I can't tell. We don't know.
We don't get information from anyone telling us when they're making moves, folks, and we can't tell by any numbers because we can't read the numbers on the jerseys
Joseph
because of the
Davis
camouflage.
is now the batter. Pitch is way up high.
But it could be Kippy Holbrooks from what we hear from the fans. Shall I try and figure that one out?
It looks like he and the pitcher swap places over at third. Yeah, this is Holbrook's up there now.
Yeah, they keep saying Kippy, 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 so I'm going to assume it is.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Okay, we just got it. We just got it.
Pitcher's number is 18, and that is Kippy Holbrooks. Yeah, that is Kippy Holbrooks. Ball's outside. Full count. 3-2. Ground ball to the left side. Goes out into right field for a base hit, and that puts the winning run at first base now with Davis on a base hit. Cody Seals now will bat. He is 3 for 3, has 3 RBIs, has scored a run. Timeout now called as.
And that is Kippy Holbrooks pitching, by the way.
Yes.
Yep.
We already found that out. If you had your headset on, you'd have known that.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was checking with the fans back here.
Yeah, our truck had already said that number 18 was on the mound, and that's Kippy. Runner at first, 1 out. Cody Seals, 3 for 3. Try to keep him tight, too, because he's got some speed.
He does. He's also a good hitter, hitting .323 for the Crabbers.
2 for 4 in the game. Cody Seals, call strike on a slow curveball. 1-1.
Cody Seals came in with right at a 500 on-base percentage here. He'll be attending Avery College after he graduates. He is a senior. Done a great job here today. Good-looking young player.
Fly ball left field.
You think?
Yep. And the out is made by the left fielder. Out number 2. But that's going to bring up Patrick Kyle, the Crabbers' third baseman. So they retired Cody Seals for the first time in the game.
And I know they're thinking they couldn't have picked a better time to do that.
2 down here in the 7th. Tied score, 4-4.
Patrick Kyle only striking out 2 times this year until he came into this game, and he struck out a 3rd time.
0-1 is the count.
He's the third baseman and cleanup hitter for the Crabbers, batting a cool .314 coming in.
Ground ball up the middle. Shortstop drops the ball, and he's safe. So at E6.
Like we said, folks, anything and everything is happening in this game today. When you think there it is, boom, there it goes. An easy ground ball, as we see here, right to the shortstop. Let's see if he looked up. Might have peeked before he got the ball in his hand. That gave the runner just enough time to make it safely to first base.
But a runner at first and second, 2 down now. John Jarkowski is up to bat. He's 1 for 3 with a double back in the first.
This is not a guy you want up here if you're Kecoughtan. If you're Hampton, he is a guy you want up there, hitting .346 coming in. Very strong hitter. We saw him rip that double in the first inning for an RBI. If he gets his pitch, he's going to be all over it, Mike. So see what Holbrooks can do here.
Outside.
Contreras, the next batter. He's 0 for 2 in the game.
Put out made by the second baseman. Put a 3rd out in the inning. So we're heading to extra innings here at Hampton High School. At the end of 7, it's the Hampton Crabbers 4 and the Kecoughtan Warriors 4.
So Jakowski grounds it to the shortstop, who tosses it to second for the force out. The threat here in the top of the 7th inning by the Crabbers is halted by the ground ball.
For Hampton in the 7th inning, no runs, 1 hit. There was 1 error, and there was 2 left on base. So we're done with 7 here, and the Crabbers and the Kecoughtan Warriors are still tied up at 4-all. And still on the mound is Steve Hooks.
I wonder how long they'll go with him. Here comes that last play. Kecoughtan, hard smash, a 2-hopper right to short, the little flip over to second, and that'll do it, gentlemen. Notice, kids, how he used both hands at second base to make sure he had that ball, and there was no question about whether it was going to be bobbled. The runner was definitely out.
For Kecoughtan in the top of the 8th inning, they're going to start it off with Josh Wallace. Wallace 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts in the game.
Then comes Athey, and then back to the top where Darnell Ware will get up again. I guess, what do you figure, Mike? At this point, you go ahead and you let Hux play, let him throw, hoping that you're going to win this district tournament in the next few days. I mean, the district title in the next few days, so where you can give him some rest to play him in the tournament.
They don't want to overthrow him here either.
No. Well, here we go. Andy got his wish. We got bonus time here. Should we tell him 9 innings is a real game?
That's right.
Call Gigi. Tell her to hold dinner. Here we go, Mike. Top of the 8th inning.
Fly ball to right field. Right fielder right there for the play. 1 out on 1 pitch. And that's how you want to be the pitcher.
Yeah. If you're a pitcher, you want to throw 3 pitches in this inning.
Get 3 outs.
Each one of them an out. I'll tell you what, it looks like the crowd has increased around here.
Donald Athey, now the batter, pitcher. Well, he's stuck. Actually, I believe he's down at third base now. Is now pitching is Kippy Holbergs for Kecoughtan. Whoop, that one hits him. That's the second batter.
Ooh,
that has been hit two innings in a row now. Here's a replay of it. Watch it hit him right on the shoulder, I believe.
Yep. Boop, looked like a breaking pitch. Breaking pitch that got away.
Didn't even attempt to get out of the way. So we're going to have a switch here at the mound. Coming into pitch now for the Crabbers is going to be Cody Seals, number 8. I guess they're going to, and they're going over to shortstop is going to be Steve Hooks.
Straight swap.
Yep. So Seals comes in here, got a lot of movement on his fastball.
He's looking sharp out there, Mike. As you watch Seals on your screen here with Danny Mitchell behind him.
Travers' second pitcher of the game. Holbergs is the second pitcher for the Kecoughtan Warriors here in the top of the 8th inning. We're all tied here at 4 apiece. And boy, I tell you what, you thought we were having a hard time seeing before. Now the sun is blinding us along with the green screen. So we're going to have to rely on our TV screen here to help us out when the balls hit to that side of the field. Your wife calling because now you're late. We're in the extra innings. I understand.
Yeah, Andy's going to like that.
So here we go. The batter with an out and a runner at first is the leadoff batter, Darnell Ware. Darnell Ward. No, it is Ware.
Ware.
W-A-R-E.
This is a dangerous batter here.
Struck out in the first, had an RBI single in the second. Was stranded at third base after a base hit in the fourth, and he flew out to center field back in the sixth. Runner at first is Donald Athey. Ball in the inside corner, no good. That Didn't get the call on that.
It wasn't
1-0.
good.
It
Ball
looked
was
good.
no good.
It was no good. 1 ball, no strikes. Fly ball.
Straight up. Uh-oh.
Center field. Center fielder back. Makes the play right in front of the fence.
My. Darnell Ware got a hold of that one. Watch this, folks. That ball took off further than I thought it was. He got up under it. He pushed that center fielder back.
He was within,
He's
what,
looking
about
for the
5 or
fence,
6
looking
feet
for
of the fence?
Boom, 2 steps to the fence. WTP, warning track power.
Got a lot of movement on that ball.
What do you think, my man?
What's wrong now?
He made a good play.
Can't see.
Looks like he may have
Went out to get his glasses, I guess.
got a meeting out there in center field, though. I hope he didn't hurt himself when he made that catch. We'll let you know as soon as we find out what's happening. You got all but one player on the Hampton team is out in center field, or 2. The 2 players are standing on the mound. The whole team is out in center field now. And they're breaking up. Coach Mitchell goes out, and these center fielders pointing to the fence like he may have caught something on there. Caught his arm or his jersey. Looks like he's okay, though.
He's acting like he's already. He's explaining to him what happened. I'm not sure exactly what happened. All I know is he caught the ball and he turned around to throw it in, and still standing at first base is Athy. So
Yusef Davis is okay out there in center field. That's good to know. You don't want to see any kids get hurt in a ball game. Enough major league players get hurt every day. Let the young kids play.
Grant Gurley should be the batter. Let's see, as he came in and took Tim Robinson's place after he was ejected out of the game.
And if you missed that action, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you watch this game again. We've had some action here today, I can tell you that. Let's see if we got anything on Grant Gurley. We're assuming this is Grant Gurley up here, Mike.
Yes, we're assuming that.
Yeah. If it is, folks, Grant Gurley, he's a senior. All right, let's see if we can check that out here.
Now ball to the second base side, pick up and toss over to first for the out, and the 3rd out of the inning. We're 3 outs. So for Kecoughtan, and the top of the 8th inning, no runs, no hits. There were no Hampton errors, and there was 1 left on. So as we headed to the bottom of the 8th inning to play, the score still remains the same. Hampton 4 and Kecoughtan 4.
And Mike, that was Grant Gurley, number 16.
Now for the Crabbers in the bottom of the 8th inning, they will lead it off here with Carlos Contreras, designated hitter. These are the scheduled hitters: Contreras, Kevin Matthews, and then Graham Johnson. Again, we have to pick player of the games.
Well, for this side right over here, that I don't think that's a problem at all. That's a pretty good shot right there, just with that alone. Over here, I'm leaning toward that. I mean, and I'm basing that on this.
Yeah.
Not a bad job. Not a bad job. I've been looking through here to see if I can find anything else, but I mean, that's always a possibility. That's a possibility, but
I agree with your first one.
And there.
But the game's not over yet.
No, it's not. Anything could happen.
So Carlos Contreras will lead it off for the Crabbers here in the bottom of the 8th inning as the score is tied 4-4. Pitch is called strike.
It is still May the 8th.
There's a shot to the shortstop. Pick up in the throw and the out at first. 1 pitch, 1 out. That's going to bring up Kevin Matthews. Matthews reached base safely in the second by an error, scored, struck out in the third, had a base hit in the sixth, so he is 1 for 3 officially.
Here's that last out as Contreras tops it to the shortstop, who makes a clean play, tosses it across the field for the first out. Mike, Kevin Matthews does some pitching for Hampton, of course. He's 2-1 this year. He's the guy that beat Menchville last week. He's always in the mix when you need a pitcher out there as well. Good kid.
Hey, just for your own information, he didn't just beat Menchville, he shut him out.
Well, that's beating it.
A little bit extra. Shut him out 3-0. Little pop up past the second baseman. He drops back, lets the center fielder come in and make the play.
That was nice communication out there.
Second out of the inning now brings up Graham Johnson.
Yeah, 3 fielders converging on that one, and folks, if you don't talk, you're going to have trouble. Somebody's going to get hit, or somebody's not going to do what they're supposed to and catch the ball. Now watch this. 3 of them coming. Second baseman coming, right fielder coming, center fielder coming. Center fielder calls him off. He takes it. And that's what the center fielder should do.
Graham Johnson now the batter. He is 1 for 3. Had a base hit last time up. Pitches outside, 1-1. Ooh, had him fooled on
That
that
was
one.
a nice breaking pitch right there, though, Mike.
Kippy Holbrook is the pitcher for the Kecoughtan Warriors. Ooh, swing and a miss, strike 3. 3 up and 3 down for the Crabbers at the end of 8. We're still tied. Hampton 4, Kecoughtan 4. We're done with 8 innings. We're in the ninth now.
8 innings. And they don't have lights here, so Andy, you're safe. We've got to at least stop when the sun goes down.
I've lost your voice. I don't hear you in the hits anymore. All right, so as we get ready to go here in the top of the 9th inning, Kecoughtan will lead it off with Kippy Holbrook. Holbrook had a double in the first, a single in the second. He had reached safely by error in the 4th. Reached safely by error in the 6th, so he's 2 for 4. Fouled off there. It's 0-2 now is the count.
Batting .380 coming into this game. He's going to be close to that, closer to that 400 mark that several other people are batting on the team. As Mike just said, Kippy now on the mound for the Warriors. Ooh. I hope Kecoughtan's okay on that one. Tough kid back there, I can tell you that. Very tough kid. Yeah. Known that young man for quite a while. And he's just as nice as he is good out on the baseball field, I can tell you that. Fine young man. This is nice to see, too. They give him plenty of time. Umpires are usually pretty possessive about catchers because that's the only thing between them and getting hit by the ball coming in from the pitcher. They can empathize with them. Umpires get hit back there, catchers get hit. You want to make sure that guy takes all the time he needs to get back to where he's feeling all right. And there he is, puts the helmet back on. He's got his gear. He's ready to go. Yep. Howard Thomas has cleaned that plate 3 or 4 times during this just to give him the time. That's called courtesy.
All right, 1 ball, 2 strike pitch now is Cody Seals on the mound for the Crabbers. Ground ball to the left side, foul. Count remains the same, 2 balls and a strike.
Kippy taking everything to the left side of the infield today.
Nobody's left here either, folks. This place is packed.
I thought he was getting packed-er. That's not a word, is it? It's getting packed-er.
Well, I think one of the things is the fact that both of the 2 girls softball teams are in the stands now watching.
Yep. Along with some other people that have shown up, and I'm sure the parents from the softball teams and other people that have noticed, hey, there's a game still going on out there. It must be tight.
1-2 is the count still. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to the right side or left side again. Again, foul. Kippy up there keeping time with the pitch.
See Kippy there. He just wants to get on base. That's all he's trying to do for the Warriors at this point as he leads off in this inning.
Holbrook calls time, steps out right in the middle of the windup. Umpire gives him the timeout. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and the pitch. A little low, 2-2. Folks, we're in the 9th inning here at Hampton High School.
9th inning of a tie ball game.
Crabbers trying to win the district here. Oh, almost had him. Oh, he called him out. Umpire called Kippy out for swinging. So, not so sure about that one.
Let's see how close he came here. In our unesteemed opinion, ooh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Well, I hate to say it, folks, but that's not what you call a swinging strike. I'm going to have to assume that the umpire called that a strike, not a swing.
No, he said he swung. He pointed at him.
Yeah, that. Ooh.
2 and out. 2-0 now is the count. The batter, by the way, is Nate Matheson. He's been intentionally walked 3 times in this game.
And they don't give him much chance to hit at all. Oh, my goodness.
3-0 pitch is low, ball 4.
So Nate Matheson, just a 10th grader, 3.5 GPA.
Oh, what is his?
Here, wait, look here. Let's look at the swing and strike again. Oh, not even close. Not even. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But
Danny coming out now to talk to Seals.
The umpire called it. So all we can do is go by what the umpire does, folks. Tenth grader batting cleanup and hitting over 400 for the Kecoughtan Warriors, sitting down on first base.
3 intentional walks, another walk in the game. So he's walked 4 times. He's grounded out to the second baseman once. So he's 0 for 1 officially in a game that's playing 9 innings. Tim Moore, the batter. He was hit by the pitch last time.
Right down the middle. Right down the middle. Good pitch by Seals. Well, Coach Mike, what do you do here? Are you hitting away or are you going to move him over?
Hitting away right now because there's 1 out. Swing and a miss, strike 2. This is the best view of the game right here on TV.
The best year of the game?
Best view of the game.
It's the best year of the game. It is.
With the sun in their face and this green screen, we can't see nothing except for watching it. Ooh, that was close. A little bit outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That's been a strike the whole game so far. Popped up to the right side. Going out of play.
And out of play.
Still 1 ball, 2 strikes. You can see the sun going down. The shadows are
Creeping and creeping.
getting pretty long. The guy out there at third base is about 10 foot tall now.
And we're still here at Hampton High School on May the 8th, 2012. You're watching
1-2
LSC.
pitch. Foul ball. Tim Moore battling up there. Cody Seals now pitching as he relieves Steve Hooks back in the 8th inning.
A great game here today, folks. If you're not watching, you should
Ground
be.
ball right back to Cody Seals. The throw to first or second is out. Runner at first is there safely. Tim Moore hits into a fielder's choice.
There was some confusion there at second base on that play, Mike. I don't know whether you could see it or not, but both the second baseman and shortstop went to cover, and the pitcher wasn't quite sure who to throw it to. Probably should have been the shortstop taking the throw.
Oh, yeah.
But for whatever reason, the second baseman took it, and you'll see it here. Watch this. Just a grounder right back to the pitcher. See the confusion? We got 2 people covering, and instead of the shortstop coming across and taking it toward the bag, second baseman gets it. And while we're showing you that, of course, Mike, the last out was made by
Matt Cowan. Grounds out to the shortstop. Shortstop to the second baseman for the third out. So as we get ready to go into the bottom of the 9th inning for Kecoughtan, for Kecoughtan in the top of the 9th. No runs, no hits, no errors, and there was 1 left on.
Let's hope not. Well, you've got, what, 1 more to go?
Yeah, I got 1 more.
I can make 1 more.
Well, no, I just have to go to a different sheet, that's all. All right, so we go to the bottom of the 9th inning.
I have to go to small little lines. We're running out of room in our books, folks.
The leading off for the Crabbers is Darius Harris.
Darius Harris, the young man that Coach Mitchell speaks so highly of. He of the quick hands and the .356 batting average coming into today's game. Of course, he's been 0 for 3 today. He's a good-looking young kid.
2.5 hours into this game, you know.
Tell Andy, shh.
Bake up over there, Andy. All right, here we go. The Crabbers leading it off here in the bottom of the 9th inning of play. Darius Harris will lead it off, followed by Steve Hooks and Yusuf Davis. Number 9, 1, and 2 in the batting order.
Holbrook still on the mound as you look at the Crabber dugout. I don't think either coach is probably too surprised at the way this game's going. They both knew it was going to be a tough battle. Both of them wanting to win this game quite bad. 2 good teams. And right now they've battled themselves to an even 4-4 tie as we go into the 9th inning, bottom half for the Hampton Crabbers.
Darius Harris on the day. Fouls this one back. 0 for 3 officially. Flew out to the, or popped out to the third baseman in the 2nd. Flew out to the right fielder in the 4th and grounded out to the shortstop back in the 6th. So here we are in the 9th inning, and Harris is at the plate. And in the dirt, 1-1.
And if you look at what he has done, Mike, he hit at third base, he hit to the left side, he hit it to right field, he hit it to the right side, and then up to shortstop in the middle. Sprays the ball all over the field.
Low, 2 balls and a strike. Crabbers want to get him on base real bad right here. with the top of the lineup coming up behind him.
You can hear the crowd over to the left-hand side there cheering them on.
Foul back here to the right in front of the fence. It's 2-2 now.
That was not a pitch that I think Harris wanted to swing at there. It was low and inside.
Would have been ball 3.
Yeah, he kind of dug down at that one. I think he was trying to line that one down the line somewhere.
Line drive down the first base line, foul. He got a piece of that one.
Yeah, that's what I think he was trying to do last time. Now he's evened up the count at 2-2. A little more defensive now than he was aggressive in the earlier pitches.
This is the key batter right here. The Crabbers want to get him on base. Line shot to the second baseman.
Nice scoop.
One hopper. And the throw to first for the out. That was a pretty easy play. There's a one hopper right to the second baseman and the throw to first to the out. Steve Hucks now will be batting. Flew out to deep center field in the first inning, had a base on balls in the second, and
that one hopper. Second baseman glides over, makes a nice stab, sets his legs, makes a strong throw for the out.
Popped out to the second baseman in the fourth and grounded out to the pitcher in the seventh. 0 for 3 is Hucks here in the game.
You know, Mike, when you can get the first batter of the inning out as a pitcher, you're thinking, that's a good way to start.
Swing and a miss on a ball that was
in the dirt.
Clearly low.
Yeah, I think he was trying to end the ball game on swing there.
A little bit behind on that swing.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that pitch was, but Hucks was off time on that one.
1 ball, 2 strikes now is the count. That one fouled straight back. He had a cut on that one. He was right on that pitch, just a bit low.
When you got somebody like Steve Hucks up there who can hit the ball, you just tell him to go up there and rip.
Another ground ball to the pitcher who bobbles the ball, picks the ball up, makes the throw to first base for the out. And the first baseman thought that was the third out. It was only out number 2. So good play by the pitcher on that one. That goes 1-3 with the second out of the inning. That's going to now bring up Joseph Davis. Base hit and scored in the first, and reached by error in the second. Grounded out to the second baseman in the 5th, and then a base hit in the 7th. 2 for 4 officially. 2 down here in the bottom of the 9th inning.
Joseph Davis, the leading hitter on the team, coming in batting .356, has upped that average.
Oh, nice play by the outfielder that time.
Man.
Popped to the fence, and he caught it right on the fence for the third out of the inning.
And I'll tell you what, Mike, everybody in this place thought that ball was going to be foul.
Yeah, well, we thought it was going to be out of play.
It was a nice play by the left fielder for the Warriors,
Was
Tony
it the left
Late.
fielder or was it the third baseman?
Was it third baseman? Might have been the third baseman. Again, this green thing here, I can't see. If it was third baseman, it would have been Athey, I believe. Is that correct? Did he move over to third when Kippy came in? If he didn't, we apologize, ladies and gentlemen. Again, we cannot see these numbers, and we don't have anybody telling us who's going or coming in.
Let me make it F5. 3 outs. For the Crabbers in the 9th inning. No runs, no hits, and no errors. There was nobody left on base. So we're done with 9 here, and we're still tied 4-4. The Crabbers have not had a hit since back in the 6th inning.
I got them with a hit in the 7th.
Oh, I'm sorry. They
Couple
did.
in the 6th.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, they did. 7th.
We could be in for a long game as we look at the Crabbers on defense.
We could. We're already in the 10th. That's already a long game.
Cody Seals on the mound there. We also see the second baseman for the Hampton Crabbers. Alex Smith there on the right of your screen.
Tony Light. Tony Light. Now the batter.
Late. Tony Late.
Has a hit, a double back in the 5th.
There you can see some of the crowd on that shot on your screen.
Out back straight. 1-1 is the count. I'll tell you what, the crowd's not dissipating either. We still got a good crowd here, and we're in the 10th inning.
You get a game like this, you want to hang around and see how it comes out.
Ground ball to the shortstop, who lets the ball get through him. That's Hooks at short. That's going to be an E6. So the runner is safely on by error. Hey, look what I forgot. Josh Wallace now the batter. Grounded out to the third base in the 2nd inning, struck out in the 3rd, struck out again in the 5th, and flew out to the right fielder.
Doing exactly what he should do here. They gotta sacrifice him.
And now you see what they're trying to do. Do you throw a pitch out?
No. Bring your third baseman in tight is what you do. I don't think they're going to steal. You don't want to take the runner off the base at this point, this deep into the game. You want to move him to second base, and the best way to do that is just to sacrifice him down there. Kowski has already thrown out 1 or 2 runners in this game. You don't want to press your luck on that.
Turned around a bunt and actually moved the bat like he wanted to punch it.
Yeah.
Fouled it back. 0-2 now is the count. Let's see what they're going to do with an 0-2 count on them.
This is not the time to try and get the base hit on the bunt. This is the time to give yourself up. Just deaden it, put it down there, let the runner get to second base.
And let's see if they do what Hampton did earlier and go with an 0-2 count.
Depends on how well you know the batter and how much he can handle the bat.
Swinging away. Wallace strikes out swinging. First out of the inning. That's going to bring up Donald Athey, the pitcher to start, and now playing third base. Hit by the pitch last time he played. It was at the bat. And I tell you what, this is still a 4-4 game. We're in the top of the 10th inning of play here at Hampton. Rounded down the left side, foul. Yep, if you look back at the game so far today, Paul.
We've gone 6 innings without any runs.
Yeah, all the runs were scored in the first 2 innings of play.
7 innings, I guess, 7 innings. I'm not a math teacher. What do I know? 7 and 2 is 9, right?
Yeah, we're in the 10th.
7 innings without any runs. Lots of excitement, lots of hits, lots of interesting plays, lots of controversy. Well, not lots of it, but a little bit. Good game. You want to make sure you stay here and watch this one all the way to the end. You're watching LSC, your local sports channel, bringing you this game from Hampton High School.
There's a shot right to left field. That's a base hit. Puts runners at first and second as the Warriors will bring up their leadoff batter now, Darnell Ware. So with runners at first and second and 1 down, the Warriors are now threatening here in the top of this 10th inning.
And remember, Mike, in the last inning, they were also threatening, and they picked off the runner at second base.
Yeah, that totally changed that.
The next batter grounds out to end that inning real quickly. We'll have to see what happens here. A little conference on the mound there between Seals and looked like number 18. That's Patrick Kyle, third baseman. I guess they're trying to decide.
Danny Mitchell now will go out and talk to Seals.
Seems like they're trying to figure out what they're going to do here.
Looks like the first baseman's coming in now to pitch. Number 17 for the Crabbers. and that is Kevin Matthews. Matthews will now come in to pitch.
It looks like Patrick Kyle's going to go over to first.
Seals will probably go back to shortstop. Let's see where he ends up going.
Bucks go to third. Let's see. Yeah, there's Patrick Kyle at first base, so he moved from third to first. Sun is bearing down right behind third base, so I couldn't tell you who's over there right now. I'm like you, though. I would guess that Seals would go back to shortstop, but would they put Hucks over at third?
Well, one of the two is going to switch. It depends on who's going to stay at short, whether Hucks is going to stay at short or not. Either way, the next batter up there is going to be Darnell Ware, and he's in the game. Struck out looking in the first, had a single and an RBI and scored in the second. Had a single and a stolen base in the fourth, was stranded at third. Flew out to center field in the sixth. In the eighth, he flew out to the left field. So he officially is 1, 2, 4, 5 in the game. So Matthews comes in to try to shut down the bleeding here as the Kecoughtan Warriors threatening to take the lead here in the 10th inning. As we're at the top of the lineup now. And right here back in the second inning is when where Kecoughtan really exploded with 4 runs in the second inning, with Ware having an RBI single and Tim Robinson having that double to score a run. See how it works out here. Is now coming to the plate is Darnell Ware.
Well, the wheels have been turning. Kecoughtan's made adjustments. Hampton's Danny Smith has made the change. He's called on the Matheson kid to do it. Let's see what happens here, ladies and gentlemen. I meant Danny Mitchell. Who did I say? Well, Danny Smith, Mike Smith, Danny Mitchell, they're both the same, aren't they?
All right, here we go. 1 down, runners at first and second. Ware at the plate. We're in the top of the 10th inning.
Stay in your seats, ladies and gentlemen. This one's not over.
A little bit outside. Ball 1. This is the young man who stymied the Minchville Monarchs last week, shutting them out. 7-inning complete game, 3-0 win. Slow curveball had him way out in front. 1-1 is the count.
That curveball took 5 minutes to get to the plate.
Well, the curveball high.
Matthews 2-1 as a pitcher, as I mentioned earlier. Did a good job for Hampton High School this year, especially in the field.
Pop up to the right side of the plate. Shortstop back to make the play. That's Cody Seals too, by the way. Footy out.
That's a big out right there for the Crabbers.
Out number 2. 6. That's going to bring up Grant Gurley.
Ware got way under that one, Mike. You can see that. He was even out ahead of that pitch and just lifted it straight up in the air. Not a swing he wanted to make at that time, but unfortunately he did.
This should be Gurley batting as he came in for Tim Robinson back in about the 5th inning.
Actually, I think that was about the 7th or 8th inning he came in for him.
Yeah, it was the 7th because it was the 6th inning when Robinson got thrown out.
Seems like both teams
0 for 1.
And both teams get out.
Early 0 for 1 in the game. Grounded out to the second baseman last time up. Pitch is way outside.
Uh-oh. Going to third, the ball goes into left field.
Coming in to score on the play is Light. That takes the lead for Kecoughtan. Going all the way over to third base is Atlee. Atlee ends up at third base, and scoring the go-ahead run for Kecoughtan is Tony Late.
The ball goes in the dirt, gets away from Kecoughtan. The runner takes off from third. Kecoughtan throws the ball down. It skips past the third baseman, goes into left field. The runner, Late, scampers all the way home. And the trailing runner, Athey, hustles to third base. A big, big play for the Kecoughtan Warriors here in the 10th inning.
Grant Gurley is still at the plate. I believe the count's 2-1. Pitches in the dirt. Well, it was 3-1, so he walks. Puts runners at first and third. Kippy Holbrook will come to the plate now as Kecoughtan has taken the lead here in the 10th inning off of an error.
Alley Crabbers need to settle down right here, get out of this inning, get their composure, and get back in the dugout. Of course, the Warriors would like nothing better than to put another run on the board as they've got the runner down at third base and one of their better hitters up at the plate. Ooh, that ball started out in left field and ended up behind home plate.
2-0 is the count. Out back, 2-1. Looking forward to the bottom of the 10th inning of play. The Crabbers will have the middle of the lineup coming to the plate.
Last pitch, Mike, was kind of a lazy curveball. Had Holbrooks fooled on that. On a lot of breaking pitches.
Well, that's what Matthews does. He's an off-speed pitcher. That's 2 walks in a row too, by the way. That'll load it up, and that'll bring up Nate Matheson, who, by the way, has already been walked 4 times in this game.
I can pretty much assure you they're not going to walk him on purpose this time.
Bases are loaded all the way around, 2 down. Last time he batted, though, he was walked with 4 pitches. The other 3 times, he was intentionally walked. So he's been intentionally walked 3 times. He's got a walk by itself with pitches. So he's been on base 4 out of the 5 times. The other time that he was up to bat, he grounded out to the second baseman. The foul back. It's 0-2 now.
You can tell he's not being real patient here. He's probably exasperated that he hasn't been able to swing the bat much today. Just a sophomore. He wants to do it right here. He's got to be careful.
1 ball, 2 strikes. That was a close pitch to be letting go on third with 2 strikes.
After the first 2 that he swung at.
As he looks at a called 3rd strike. But the Kecoughtan Warriors have taken the lead on 2 errors and no base hits in the 10th inning.
1 base hit. Athey.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. So as the Kecoughtan Warriors score a run on 1 hit, there were 2 Hampton errors in that inning, and the bases were left full, loaded. So after 10.5, Kecoughtan out in front 5-4.
10.5 or 9.5? 9.5. We're going into the 10th,
We're
right?
going into the bottom of the 10th now.
Yeah. The sun beginning to sink low. Shadows across the field.
Here's how that weird play here.
Yeah, this is how the Warriors got the run. It was a wild pitch. Runner went into third. The throw skipped by the third baseman. The runner pops up, comes in with the lead run. And in the meantime, Athey scampers all the way from first into third. And, of course, the next two batters walk, loading up the bases. But Seals gets out of it. Excuse me, not Seals. Matthews gets out of it by striking out the batter.
The Warriors will try to get 3 up and 3 down here on the Crabbers and go home with a winner here, as the Kecoughtan leads this game 5-4 in the bottom of the 10th inning. Leading off for the Crabbers is going to be Cody Seals, who is officially 3 for 4 in the game.
And Mike, as you said, it's not going to be easy for Middlebrooks. He's got to face the middle of the order, 3, 4, 5 batters for Hampton.
Pitch is up high, ball 1.
These are batters in order that hit 323, 314, and 346 coming into this game. So it's not going to be a piece of cake.
2-0 is the count. And Cody Seals is tagged with the loss if the Crabbers can't come back here.
Speaking of which, how are we looking for players of the game if we need such?
Inside ball 3, 3-0. Well, I already know who I'm going to pick for Hampton. I think you and I have already talked about that. I'm not sure about on Kecoughtan at this point.
Well, I had said that based on that. And I mean, that's look at this.
Looked at a call, strike 2, full count. Yeah, well, you got to go there. It's what kept them in the game.
Yeah. I mean, I like it.
Ball 4. So the Crabbers get the leadoff batter on with a walk to Cody Seals.
Now,
next batter is going to be Patrick Kyle, number 5.
You know Danny Mitchell.
Yeah, oh, yeah, he's 0 for 4 so far in the game. So let's see what the Crabbers do. They're down by a run. They got to get a run. You would think that they'd be playing small ball here and try to get that runner in scoring position.
Whether they play small ball or whether they play exciting ball, Danny Mitchell's going to have something moving here. He's not going to sit back and just watch this game go by. He's going to make things happen. That's just the way he coaches. So let's see what he does here. He's got that runner on first base, and that's what he wants. He needs a runner on to tie the game. Play for the tie at home. Book says you bunt him over. Danny may steal him. Danny may do the hit and run.
Here's the bunt and fouls it straight back.
You see the players talking to one another, smiling. That's one nice thing about watching games like this. They get out there and there's a lot of competitiveness, but these kids know each other.
Out it straight back again. That's 0-2 now. Both of the pitches that he went after to try to bunt the ball were up in the eyes.
Yep. Well, that's what you want to do if you're a pitcher, though. You know they're going to sacrifice. You put the ball up high so he pops up. Now do you go to the hit and run? Now you're going to have a steal situation.
There's a rip
into
left field for a base hit. So I guess that answered that question. Now the Crabbers are in business with a runner at first and second. And nobody out. That'll bring up the lead. Let's see, that's the catcher, John Kecoughtan, coming up to the plate now.
Watch this hit, Mike. He got that ball on the inner half of his bat. He just muscled that one out there. That was a good piece of hitting by the young man, Patrick Kyle, because that was not where he would have liked to have hit it on the bat.
And he was 0-2 though on the count, so
yeah.
he had to keep from doing something. So let's see what Kecoughtan has in store here, and see if they're going to keep Holbrooks in the game.
Well, they'll keep him in. Right now, it's a matter of you got a strong hitter like Kecoughtan up there. He's your number 5 batter, hitting 346 coming into the game. He's 1 for 3. Smashed that double in the first inning, bounced out to first, and hit the shortstop. Ooh, this is tough. This is tough.
Let's see if they bunt here and try to get 2 runners in scoring position with nobody out. The next batter, by the way, is Contreras, who was 0 for 3, 0 for 4. Pitch is high.
See now,
He didn't show bunt that time.
Warriors thought he was going to bunt. That's why they're going up high.
The corners are in.
I'd lay it down right here.
Pitch is outside, 2-0. They haven't made any kind of attempt to look as though they were going to bunt it. Karski takes the signal from Danny Mitchell. And therefore a call strike, 2-1. Now that he's got a strike, let's see what Danny does.
Looks like he has abandoned the small ball right here and has put it all in Kecoughtan's arms and said, okay, bud, rip it.
Ooh, they had people running. A double steal.
Man. That's a great play right there. Great play.
That takes care of having to worry about the
bunt.
The bunt. Now you got to worry about the runner at second scoring. It's a double steal as they were both on their way.
Now, I'll tell you what Kecoughtan needs to do right now, because only the runners at third and second matter. You got to put this guy on base to set up forces at home.
3-1 is the count. Nope, that's ball four. So now that's a bases loaded situation.
Yeah. You've got to do that. Whether you do it intentionally or not, you've got to do that. You can't.
Infield is still in. And this brings up Carlos Contreras, the designated hitter.
Buckle up your seatbelts, ladies and gentlemen. You're seeing it right here on LSC, your local sports channel. This is the game to be watching today.
Bottom of the 10th inning, 5-4 game. Kecoughtan out in front, nobody out. Bases are loaded. For the Crabbers, a base hit could win the game. Ground ball up the middle. The throw to the plate is out. The throw to first base.
We got him.
Is out.
Man. Man.
So the play went. Runners are at second and third.
Here it is right here, folks. Sharp hit right to the shortstop. No hesitation. Fires it home. Catcher down to first base for the double play. Great defense by the Kecoughtan Warriors to cut off the run and get the trail or get the batter for second out.
And the next batter is Kevin Matthews. He is the pitcher now. Reached by error in the second, struck out in the third, had a base hit in the sixth, and flew out to center field back in the eighth. And I tell you what, the Crabbers still have runners at second and third, but there's two outs now. Kecoughtan might get out of this one. Let's see.
Or one little hit by Kevin Matthews could change the outlook of everything.
Fouled back here to the right, out of play.
This has been a game, folks. This has been a game that you've needed to watch. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runners at second and third. The Crabbers 1 run down in a game they would like to win.
A swing and a miss, strike 3, and the Kecoughtan Warriors come into Hampton and upset the Crabbers by a score of 5-4. And I tell you what a game that has been. Final score here at Hampton. The Hampton Crabbers lose this one by a score of 5-4 as the Kecoughtan Warriors go home winners here today at Hampton High School. And I tell you, what a game.
Mike, your player of the game for the Hampton Crabbers?
Oh, it's got to be Cody Seals.
Yes.
Cody Seals had a great game, came in and pitched, did a good job while he was on the mound and stopped them from scoring. He was actually 3 for 4 officially. He had 3 RBIs, scored a run. Cody Seals, player of the game for the Hampton Crabbers.
And for the Kecoughtan Warriors, the player of the game will be Kippy Holbrooks. Kippy came in to pitch after the first inning and had a little rough spot, but he did well the rest of the game. In fact, he pitched the entire rest of the game to the 10th inning. So Kippy Holbrooks will be the player of the game for the Kecoughtan Warriors, and we congratulate both Cody Seals of the Hampton Crabbers and Kippy Holbrooks of the Kecoughtan Warriors, who are today's player of the game here on LSC. So here at Hampton High School on LSC, your local sports channel, you've just seen one of the best games of the year as the Kecoughtan Warriors outlast the Hampton Crabbers by a score of 5-4 as they score the winning run on a wild pitch and an error throw. From Hampton High School here in the city of Hampton, this is LSC. I'm Paul Rowe, wishing everybody good night, along with
Mike Hauser. Again, the final score, the Kecoughtan Warriors 5 and the Hampton Crabbers 4. So long, everyone.